Okay, you already know what it is. It's your girl, Miss Charlie, and I'm back with GURRL Podcast. And this time, we taking it to the video, y'all. Usually what I say, it's two beautiful black queens in the building. But unfortunately, at this moment, it's just going to be one. Me, your girl, Miss Charlie. I'll probably explain that to y'all better, like, on a later podcast. Basically, with the breakdown of everything that happened. But at this moment, it is going to be two, beautiful black queens. And then we also going to have our king here today. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and introduce them. We're going to get them on the couch and we're going to go ahead and get this conversation started. I told you we have, a beautiful black queen and we have our king in the building. Just go ahead and introduce the queen over here. We have 4K. And then over here we have Judge the Jeweler. So I'm just going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves. Any platform, anything like that they want to go ahead and announce at this moment. This go ahead and be their time. So I'm going to go ahead and let our queen go first.
It's your girl 4K and 4K because I'm pretty as hell in 4K. Follow me on Twitter or Instagram.
Your boy Judge the Jeweler in the building. All social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook is Judge Jewelers.
Alright, well, we're about to get into it on these topics. So, what we're going to go ahead and talk about today is gender roles. So, let's get it poppin', Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Alright. Okay, so, first question off back, what are some gender roles and how do you feel it affects your life? Mm-hmm. And by gender roles, if you're not fully understanding, gender roles basically like, how they... Let's go like 1950s or whatever. You know how they're like, a woman should only be in the kitchen and have the babies and a man should work type stuff. So, like, what are some gender roles and how do you feel like that affects you in your life or even just today?
I feel like in today's time, just because we starting to realize how it's more important for a man to sometimes play with something considered as a woman gender role, like as far as like washing the dishes, cleaning up, caring for the kid. In today's time, we're kind of like mixing in. The woman is working, the man is more, staying at home sometimes. So we're kind of like combining the woman and the man general in today's time, and just kind of like everybody just doing their thing and doing what works for them.
I feel it. Far as gender roles today, there's a portion of me that I agree with today's gender roles. Like, as far as, like, it transforming for women not working or women only taking care of the household, stuff like that. Like, I like that women are out in the workforce and that, we're getting to be able to form our own opinion, things like that. But at the same time, the more that we transfer into basically this new generation, it also feels like men are taking over way more than just the women roles and aspects of cooking and cleaning and doing other stuff. It feels like they're taking over the roles where they feel like, they're going to stay at home and we're going to take care of them like their mamas. I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling that. I'm not really feeling that. Like, I'm not. But I just feel like the gender roles are changing so much sometimes that I just feel like maybe it's not allowing maybe a man to be a man. I don't really know how to explain it, but I just feel like sometimes men feel like we're de-emasculating them, I guess, in today's generation and the type of roles that we're stepping into.
Of what you mean when you say that.
So,
when you say demasculation, like, what are ways that women in today's society demasculate men?
I feel like pay-wise. A lot of women nowadays, at least some women, are usually making more than their men are making. And some men feel like the only way that I can be the man in the house and I feel that way is if I make more than you. So I feel like that right there alone, sometimes that demasculates them and they feel like, I can't be the man in the house. I can't be the provider because I don't have this is not in my bank account. These are the dollars that are not in my bank account. And I don't feel like that when it comes to personally the man I want to be with. I don't feel like, the dollars in your account matters on you being the man, you providing. Because to me, if you're providing other things outside of just financial needs, you're providing emotional needs and other things for me, that to me, I'm going to let you lead. I'm going to let you be the man in the house. I'm going to let you provide that for me. So I just feel like there's more to letting a man be masculine and being his masculine energy and stuff like that is more than just financial status. But sometimes men do take that a lot, and I do understand why they take that a lot. Because you know, this generation is like, I just want to be a housewife. I just want to sit at home. I'm trying to be. I follow this whole entire page on Facebook. I think it's like hypergamy or something like that, where they want a man to be the entire provider. He needs to give them an allowance, all of this stuff. So I understand why in this generation men do feel like they do need to be at that type of standard and have that type of money. But I mean, I guess it just depends on the woman, but I would feel like obviously the woman that you would choose would be able to either let you grow and become the man that you need to become, or you know, but that's just my example of how I feel like some men feel like they're being demasculated. I don't know, I can't even talk right now, but yeah.
Emasculated.
Yes, demasculated in today's society, basically. And I just feel like that's really affecting, I feel like that's affecting relationships too nowadays.
I feel like if you allow the fact that, if a man allows the fact that he makes less money than his partner or his significant other to demasculate him, that's a problem or it's an issue within himself. Because as long as his woman respects him and does what she needs to do as a woman and doesn't make him feel insecure due to his lower income, then that would be an issue that he would have to work on himself.
I feel that. So,
but hold on now, because I think it's all up to the person that you're with, really. As far as I'm gonna use myself as an example.
Yeah.
My wife always made more than me, and I don't feel less of a man because she does make more than me. She don't make me feel less of a man because she makes more than me. I'm still the provider. I still provide. You know, sometimes I do feel obligated. You know, I ain't gonna say it. Sometimes I do feel like because I love my wife as much as I do, that I am supposed to be the sole provider, which is why I have a business that we're working to get moving, rolling, like really, really rolling. And once that's rolling, she will be removed from the workforce, and therefore I will be able to provide solely for her all financial needs. But we work together as a team. I know it's different, like far as social media age and this generation, those things are looked at different from a younger standpoint. But you know, my wife supports me, I support her, and like y'all was saying, like she was saying, it's all up to if the woman makes the man feel, you know, that she still gives him that respect. My wife gives me that respect. But if we look at social media and judging off all the other relationships, women today are not giving that respect to the man. It's like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this, do that. And I don't wanna do nothing, I just wanna be pretty and fine, and I wanna sit home. And the other thing you were saying about the cooking and cleaning, now I don't know about dudes wanna stay home, that's not me. I cook, I clean, we don't, like, well, you gotta do it today, or I just do it, you know, because my mom raised me. I watched my mom, a single parent mom, you know, I got those things from her, like clean up, wash the dishes, make sure everything clean. I do that, but I don't expect my wife that, like, that's all that's her job. That's our job together. So we work together on keeping the house clean. Now, there are things that a man's supposed to do that the woman shouldn't have to do, like take out the trash. I'm not gonna ask my wife
so you
to take
prefer
the trash.
traditional general?
Yeah, traditional, yeah.
The traditional wife stay home to for the kids.
Yeah, that's what I would prefer.
Go out and
my finances don't provide that right now because the business is not where it's supposed to be. But once I do get, that's always been my goal for my lady to stay home. Like, don't you take care of home. And if she was home, I would still clean up. Clean up, but once we get to that point, I'm gonna hire a maid, so we don't have to use that time for that.
So do you feel like when you get to a point where your business is booming, your wife is like a stay-at-home wife, she's doing her thing, do you feel like you get to a point where you continue to respect the role that she plays in your relationship?
Most definitely.
As far as staying home, caring for the kids, cleaning up.
Most definitely. I'm not gonna look at her any different because I'm the sole breadwinner. Like, we work on the business together. Like, I bring ideas to the table, she brings ideas to the table. So it's just as much as her business as it is mine. So I'm never going to feel like I'm doing the most because she's staying home. She deserves that. That's what any man should want for his woman, you know. If the woman is that type of woman. But like judging off these standards of women today, it's kind of like they're forcing that. Like they feel like they deserve that, like without even putting any work into the relationship. Like soon as you meet a woman today, is I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. You got to pay for this, pay for that. I want to go here, I want to go there. And if you coming into the relationship based off of what I can do for you, and that's not how relationships go, and that seems like how most of them are today. And just like the balloon thing we was talking about earlier, like people popping a balloon for a bitch even walking it. I don't know what we're supposed to be using profound.
No, you're fine.
But
you're fine.
yeah, people popping the balloon like soon as ain't nobody even said nothing yet. So they basing it off of not the inside. They basing it off the outside appearance, and that's not. You never gonna get anywhere if you basing not. I know I'm rambling on, but you do have to be attracted to the person you want to talk to. So yeah, that's cool and all fine and all dandy and everything, but if you're not trying to get to know what's inside the person, then your relationship is never gonna go any further than based off what you can do for a person monetarily.
I feel like today's women, these times, I say some women, because today's women, because I be on that side of Twitter, I be on the dark side of Twitter. I do hear today's women, like, they don't want to get married.
Ooh, that be blowing me.
It's like everybody's kind of like team, they don't want to get married,
Yeah.
fuck with kids.
Yeah.
So, like, if we talking generals, we can say that stuff is starting to switch.
It is.
A lot of
It
females
is.
starting
It
to act
is.
like niggas out here.
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, but I just feel like what I said, I feel like the same way I said that, it's demasculating men because the generals are changing so much. That's why women, we have starting to take over being like men. Like, we have starting to take over that position, and I feel like that's what's ruining a lot of relationships probably today.
Why are you doing it? Why are women feeling like they gotta take the role of a man? Is it because
that's a whole topic for black women and black men, and I feel like this.
We're not even gonna touch on that right now because that's a whole nother thing. We're not even gonna touch on that. We're just gonna get into this next question. So, next question are: what are some gender stereotypes that men and women deal with? First stereotype I want to talk about on back is why if a man has 45 bodies, that man is player. That man out here getting the hoes. But a woman can have 45 bodies. It's she a hoe, she ran through.
It is.
I literally went viral on Twitter because someone had posted a meme of like a dude. He was like sitting down. He had a bitch like riding him, and it was like other bitches lined up. You know what I'm saying? To fuck the man. And people coming like, yeah, that's the man. He the man. He must got bread. He the one. And then like I posted a picture of the same thing, but the roles reversed. And like, oh, she a hoe, she a slut. I'm like, what's the difference? Women do not want ran through men. We don't. We don't want a man that stick their dick in every bitch fucking ear. Like,
thank you.
We don't want to. So it's like I don't get how y'all think it's okay for y'all to fuck 1,000 women and it to be cool, and then we tell you about our 3 bodies and y'all chest hurting.
No, man,
y'all about 3 bodies and y'all chest hurting. Like, why?
Yeah, but see, y'all don't feel the same way when a guy tell you that, though, do you? Do you feel like your chest hurt when a dude says he's
really? What are you talking about?
If it's your man, maybe, but it's just that women y'all have a lot of power, whether you know it or not. And usually when a woman sleeps with a guy, it's because it's an emotional bond. If you just doing it just to be like a guy, like I'm gonna use myself for example, and me and my wife talk about this
always
all
want
the
to
time.
say we don't fuck on emotional stuff, so it's
You
different.
don't.
Let him cook.
You don't. It is different because a guy, it can just be, damn, she fine as a bitch. I just want to smash. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And that's all the dude looking for out of it. Usually when a woman lets a guy smash, it's like off of, if you're not out there, and you just let a random, I ain't gonna say random guy, but if you have sex with a guy, just spur of the moment, like guys do, spur of the moment, like they go to the club and try to find a chick to smash and she let them hit, it seems like she kind of out there. You know what I'm saying? The dude,
but it also seems like the dude is out there.
I mean, that's what dudes do. I mean, it's just we hold y'all to a higher regard. It's like,
my thing is, if you hold me to a higher regard, but you went to the club looking for somebody to randomly smash, I'm confused, because if every woman was supposed to be on this high standard of, oh, we don't do this, or we don't do random hookups, y'all wouldn't find nobody to be fucking with.
It depends on if you're in a relationship. If you're not in a relationship, then if you're in a relationship, you have no business, trying to hook up with a female.
Of course not.
That's my thing. Sexual liberation is only okay when it's for the
man.
But the moment a woman is sexually liberated, it's like just so looked down upon us for what? Because initially we're both humans, right? We're trying to get the same thing. You go to the club, you look for a woman, you trying to bust a nut. A woman goes to the club, trying to look for a nigga, she trying to bust a nut.
Y'all missing character. That's all anything is based off of. If you dealing with a bitch that ain't got no character, no morals, she had
to have no characters and morals when you got one from the ground. So
him too, her, him, whoever, any relationship.
I'm trying
when
to
you
say that
with,
at the end of the day, some people can fake it till they make it in a relationship.
Nah, man,
that's scary to know, but
that's
it is, because it's people, it's manipulative people out here in this world. It really is.
Thank you.
But it's still based off of character, though. I don't see myself doing that to once we get to these millions plus. I don't see I can cheat right now if I want to. I don't choose to, because it's my moral standpoint. It ain't got nothing to do with
what we're talking about right now, though, it's not about cheating. It's about period. Like, once you sign on that dotted line, you see the M's and stuff like that. Let's say you said you want to sit your woman down and you want to pay all the bills, right?
That's what I'm going to do.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So, let's say y'all get into a situation and maybe it's not as little as it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a bigger issue now.
I'm gonna cut you off, because there's no issue but one, and that's really in any relationship. Nobody ever cares. I ain't gonna say don't care about nothing, but the only thing that tears a relationship most of the time is finances and cheating. Those are the only two things. Now, if my wife cheat on me, I'm out. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? But if it's any other issue, long as what other issue could it be?
Let's talk about that too.
What other issue?
Now that you done brought it up, men will cheat and they will beg a woman back. I'm talking about, we supposed to forgive y'all for cheating, take it back.
You don't supposed to, but that's what what
y'all want.
Yeah.
But y'all won't do the same for us. Most men do not take a woman back after cheating.
Yeah, that's true. Because a man fits.
He wanted to be back, and he wanted to be back good, and I don't want to say no. So let me see back on this. But I don't resonate with that. I don't.
It's man, that's a tough situation, man. I don't know, man. Those are the only two things that there's really nothing else that can make me. You saying a situation that we never been through?
No, I'm just saying, let's say it's just something big. Let's say, okay, because you know how they say sometimes things happen, I don't know, mother or father, and it comes to the point that they gotta live with y'all or something.
Mm-hmm.
And one of y'all become, you know what I'm saying? One of y'all become, let's say it's her mom or whatever, and it comes to the point that it gets uncomfortable for you. So now at that point, once again, you paying all the bills. So now at that point, you're going to feel like if you sit down and, I'm not going to say you're not going to have that talk with your wife first, because first you might have that talk, and you might be like, well, baby, it's that time, maybe we should put her in a nursing home, because I don't really want her here anymore, da-da-da-da, it's becoming this heartache, stuff like that. We just putting this in a situation.
Mm-hmm.
What if she look up at you and be like, no, this is just equally my house as it is yours, but
that's true.
You paying all the bills.
That's true.
You
but
feel
what's
me?
mine is hers though, because she worked and helped me get that, and I wouldn't feel like that if both of our mothers get up in age and we making millions on the way to billions, we're gonna make that work. We're gonna get somebody that's gonna take care of it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put somebody in position.
If the moms were there, what would be the issue that would make that would put a strain on their relationship?
I mean, sometimes in-laws are not always the best factor in a relationship. Sometimes in-laws don't always like you.
So like, are we saying like, is it an issue because like, you know, the attitude or just not everybody?
With the attitude, I would say attitude and everybody can't always coexist.
Or is it because like, because okay.
I get it, but that'll be an issue we would have to work through. I love my wife, and I'm only speaking for me. Mm-hmm. I love my wife enough that we're gonna just have to work through that. However that looks if that time comes, we'll figure it out. We figure out everything else, so we just have to figure it out again. That's all based on a person's character, and if they really in with their partner like they say they are. And I'm in with my partner. That's my partner. That's my dog. You know what I'm saying? That's my best friend. I don't do shit without my wife. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't even, like my friends, I don't even really like hanging out no more. If I do go hang out with my friend, I be ready to go back home. Just like my partner got a party in Houston next month, I asked her to go with me. She ain't got to go to the party, but you be at the hotel. You know what I'm saying? That's because that's my friend. I don't want to stay with my homeboy in their hotel. I don't want to do that. I want to stay with my wife. I'm gonna go party. We going to the strip club. I'm gonna go there, but I'm going back home to my wife.
I have a question that's probably off topic, but what's the reason for that you want her to come with you, like, you know, everywhere that you go when it comes to you going out to hang with your friends, aside from her? Like, what is the reason that you want her to accompany you all the time?
On the trip?
Yeah.
Or anytime?
Anytime. Every time.
Because that's my partner. She just like when my friends, like I used to hang out with my friend. I wanted my homeboys to go with me everywhere. My wife has filled that void for my friend in my friend's place. That's my partner. So
are your friends single though? Or
yeah.
Are they single? Mm-hmm. So is it more of like a damn, you hanging out with your friends type vibe, and and you like, you know that you got a wife at home, you can't do no extra shit, so it's like, okay, I
could if I wanted to, but that's not what I want to do. I don't want to cheat. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I told you, women, y'all look good. I do look, and I'm quite sure she look too. I know y'all look at dudes, you know what I'm saying, but I don't act on it. I don't go out my way to make myself be seen to another female or try to flirt with a female.
So it's more of like it's cool hanging out with my boys, but at the end of the day, it's kind of, I need my wife with me.
Yeah, that's just me though. I don't know.
At the end of the day, I need to calm this down with my wife.
I don't know if everybody else is the same, but that's really like my best friend. Like for real, that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? We laugh just like my friends. Ain't nothing me and my friends can talk about that I can't talk about.
What are your thoughts, Shirley?
And I've never had that with any other female
No,
I've been with.
I wasn't saying that. I just see me personally, I need my space, and I feel like when it comes like if I had my man, I would want him to go with his friends, and I be with my friends.
And she said that too.
And we have our own separate, little life, because I want to be able to come back and be like, oh, babe, well, what did you do with your day? How was your day? Mm-hmm. Like, I want to be able to talk about your day, and I'm not always in it.
Yeah, that's it. We give each other, so I don't want to make it sound like...
I'm not saying you're up under her 24/7. I'm just saying, like, at some point in time, I know y'all separate.
Hell yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, she get on my damn nerves. What are you talking about? And I get on hers too. I know it. We both get on each other's nerves, but at the end of the day, that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? That's my partner. And every trip, like I was supposed to go to Miami. I don't know if I told you about it either. I think I said, but I didn't go because something came up and she told me to go. You know what I'm saying? I could have went. I just didn't go. You know what I'm saying? I could have went to Miami and still handled the business I needed to handle, but financially, it was a better decision to stay home. I could have went, and there's going to be times when this business started, I'm gonna be on a trip going somewhere else, and she may go somewhere else. Okay. And we do give each other space, but just in this situation, I want my wife to come with me. I mean, that's all.
All right. So last question for this particular topic, anyway. If you could change genders, would you?
I had such
I'm sorry, I'm gonna reword it.
Thank you.
So the way I'm gonna reword it born all over again and come out your mama's with JJ,
No.
would you decide to be a girl or a man?
Was it like, would it be temporary?
No, it would be for the rest of your life. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, would you change, if you go back there and change, would you change that?
Wow.
That would be for the rest of your life. Like, you were never born as a woman, you were born as a man now. And that would be the rest of your life.
No.
Absolutely not. I would stay a woman. I would.
I'm straight kid. I ain't. And to retract back a little bit, they kind of tie in hand to hand, like y'all was saying, women are treated different than men.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that what y'all said? Something like that. You're supposed to be, but we're not equal. We're
But
two.
what are some reasons that you wouldn't come back as a woman? Let's have that.
Cause I'm me. I like being a
No,
man.
I need some better answers. Like something in specific that happens to women, or something in specific that women go through that
Would make you
decide to know.
Never.
I don't.
Thank you.
Well, that's kind of a crazy question to ask because I don't like feminine. For me, I don't want to be feminine. Me knowing as I've been a man for 44 years, so I definitely don't. It's kind of hard for me to answer that. I don't want to be a woman.
Let me rephrase. Oh, let me give an example. Say for example, you would say, "Oh, I wouldn't come back, as a woman because women have periods and women cry."
That's one. You have babies.
What are some?
Let's see. You have to,
Because
I guess, you have to put up with us. You know what I'm saying? With dudes, you have to put up with us.
Even the dude in the man.
We ain't shit. I can say that. I mean, I am because I've grown. I'm 44 now.
Men are shit.
And I've been in a I ain't shit stage before. And it took me to go to prison.
See,
I took a lot of stuff for granted.
That be the thing with me. I don't know if I'm willing to wait for a man to not be in his ain't shit phase.
Huh? So you want a nigga that ain't
Don't
shit?
ever wait for a man to be in his ain't shit phase. You find a man that's not in the same phase that you in at whatever time.
But they always say, like, scientifically or whatever, they say men don't fully mature until they're 40.
Okay, so
So why would I wait till I'm 40 and a nigga 40 to be like, oh?
That's the thing, baby. You don't wait. You go find a man that already has what you're looking for and he perceives you there. Don't wait. What are you waiting for? Time is the most valuable thing that we have. You will never get time back.
Because it's hard to find that guy. It's hard to find a guy that's trying to, that's willing to work on themselves and put themselves in a better
I'm saying this right
position.
now. My coworker, Miss Ruby, I think she put it best. I think you need 2 to 3 niggas to make one.
No, you don't need that.
I think you need 2 or 3 to make one.
Well, see, I ain't gonna agree with that. I'm not.
We gotta Miss Papa Sharp, Miss Charlie.
I ain't agreeing with that. 'Cause for one, I may not live my life all the way as a fully man of faith because I still do things like cursing. I'm trying to work on that. Like I look at myself from the inside out. I'm trying to work on myself. So I know I have flaws. I know I can't be and I have one flaw now, trying to make myself this perfect person, and I know I can never be perfect.
And that's the thing, you're never gonna make yourself that perfect person. And that's the thing about love that people really just don't understand. A lot of people think that you're gonna find, it's like the twin flame soulmate. You're gonna find your soulmate. They're gonna know everything about you. Everything's gonna be so perfect. Candy canes, gumdrops, and fucking rainbows. You're not gonna shit like fucking Lucky Charms. It's not gonna be that way, bro. You're gonna find somebody that has the same mindset as you, the same mentality, and they may have a few little tweaks that you have to work on together, little things that you have to critique and you have to, let
I'm not in my patience tweaking mode right now.
Well, both of y'all still young as all.
Thank you. I just feel like maybe in another 2-3 years I might be in tweak mode, but right now I'm not in that mode. I'm in that mode of either you get right or you get left.
But that's the thing. It's not always about the other person having to get right. Sometimes it's you, baby.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. I am not the problem. I am not the problem.
Right?
I am not the problem.
That's the first
We are
problem.
not going to do that. I am not the problem. I am not the problem.
When you sit back and think,
Baby,
I'm
not the problem. Because I'm not the problem.
Yeah, and that's
Baby,
the problem right there.
I'm not the problem.
That is not right.
You swear that it's always the other person, right. It's always a man, or you waiting for your Mr. Right, and then what happens when Mr. Right does come along and you're not prepared?
Baby, the shoe gonna feel like Cinderella. The shoe gonna feel like Cinderella.
Let me cook just a little bit. Baby, what happens?
The shoe gonna feel like
what
Cinderella.
happens when you've been praying for this man and God gives you this man that you have been praying for, only for you to find out that you are not prepared for the man that you prayed for?
The shoe gonna feel like Cinderella, and I'm standing 10 toes.
And then hold on,
I'm standing 10 toes on what I said. Shoes gonna fit like Cinderella.
Let me cook. And then you realize that you missed out on the man that was prepared for you because you hindered your own growth, but you were unprepared or unwilling to grow as a person.
Shoe is going to fit like Cinderella.
No.
They went, what happened to Cinderella, baby? No. They went all around that entire little place, and that shoe fit one person perfectly. Shoes gonna fit like Cinderella. I'm not the problem, and I'm gonna keep standing 10 toes on it. And you can say whatever you want to say. You can say let me cook. You can say all you want to say. Shoe is gonna fit like Cinderella, like I said. Please.
And even the shoe can fit like Cinderella, but what if your feet starting to grow? Then what? What if your motherfucking feet starting to grow? Then what?
And they hurt.
And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it just like the original Cinderella and chop that foot off and put it back in.
The shoe no longer fits.
I'm gonna chop the girls off. I'm gonna do like the Chinese motherfuckers do. I'm gonna bind them bitches up and the shoe gonna go back.
He done put that shoe on.
That's a problem.
He done put that shoe on. You done chewed down 8 tacos with a side of rice, and now your feet big as hell and no longer fit. Cause you went in the gym. You wasn't mentally preparing. You wasn't progressing as a person to keep the same point that you
like
Cinderella.
Well, you gonna have a hard time, Miss Charlotte, with that.
We can shake on that in the rings. We can shake on that in the rings.
You're gonna have a hard time, Miss Charlotte.
And everything get edited the fuck out. Cause y'all gonna start attacking me on my
moment that I admitted that
shit out.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you can't have that mindset, Miss Charlotte, for real. You can't say you're not a part of whatever part. Two people, it's not, there's no one-sided thing in the world. There's nothing one-sided.
I'm not the problem.
You ain't seen not one-sided coin, one-sided piece of bread, one-sided anything. It's two sides to everything.
She's like the blue bread. The very top that everybody stick their hand past to get the two-sided motherfucker. And as long as she keep being the booty bread, they gonna stick their hand towards the middle.
Some people eat the booty bread. Some people eat the booty bread. Somebody gonna choose this booty bread, okay? Somebody gonna choose this booty bread. They got bread specially made for people that eat the ends, okay?
They make banana bread pudding with it. That's the leftover bread. You don't want to be the leftover kid. That means you got to change your mindset.
I'm not the problem.
I'm
not the problem.
Okay. Well, you'll get it one day. You're going to come back to this show and you're going to be, I hope it ain't years later and be like, damn, you know what?
It ain't happening because I'm not the problem.
That just put me in the mindset of the concept that people have to actually prepare themselves for the person that they are looking for. Yeah. And a lot of people are not ready to mentally or physically prepare themselves for the person that they're looking for. They say you want love, you want this kindness, you want this affection. Be the person that you are looking for. So when you find that person that you are looking for, you can actually fucking keep it.
That's true.
You can actually keep it.
That's true, kid. But for now,
she don't want to admit. She don't want to admit. I'm not the pop.
Yeah.
We get it.
I'm glad you understand it.
Oh, Lord.
All right. I'm glad you understand it. All right. And we moving on. We moving on up. Yeah. So what we're gonna talk about next? Generational curses. You know what it is. So first question on back, Era, what are some generational traumas do you feel that affects you?
I would like to start off with not teaching your children how to successfully process and manage their emotions. Boy. I feel like in the black community, because I'm black, so I only have a black perspective.
Yeah.
It is something that really should be taught to children, you know what I'm saying, and even to adults. From when you become an adult, you have to. I feel like, how do I say this? As an adult, you are 100% responsible on learning or relearning how to manage your emotions and how to process your emotions. As a kid, as an adult, you are also 100% responsible for teaching your child how to manage their emotions, how to process their emotions, and when to act on things. So it's like, I feel like in the Black community, we don't really take emotions to the heart or as serious as we need to. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of Black people just gloss over it. That's why when Black children are going through depression or anything like that, it's more of a, boy, get your ass, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Black mothers are dismissing it. You know what I'm saying? It has a lot to play in effect as to why a lot of Black children do not come to their parents and tell them about a lot of things that they're going through mentally or shit they have going on, because we don't acknowledge, as a people, acknowledge when people have emotions or try to help that person process their emotions or even process our own emotions.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I mean, I agree with that 100%, because if you're not taught it, then how can you teach it? And in order to be able to teach it, it's kind of like what you were just saying, like not being the problem. That would be me being the problem if I can't teach my child how to process an emotion when I wasn't taught it myself. So, and the thing, and this is crazy, my daughter is 16, I got a 18-year-old stepson, and I think the other two are 27 and 25 maybe. So my wife just started this thing last weekend, because the same thing, how to process an emotion or how to build your character and how to know who you are. She came up with a whole packet. And now we are trying to, because they're getting ready to go out into the world. And I never knew how to be a parent. I still don't know how to be a parent. I'm new to this shit. This is my first kid. I've never had one before, so they don't give you a manual on how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So now we at this point now where we trying to show them how to reflect on their emotions and how to talk. The door has always been open. Like I've always said, talk to me about anything. But like, how do you do that? Like, how do you show them how to do it? So,
and let me interject right at that question. That's why I always feel like it's always good for people, whether in couples therapy or just singular therapy, just to go to therapy so that you can relearn on how to. It's not even about. It's about learning how to process your emotions, but it's also about recognizing the root cause of why you're having a certain emotion. Because a lot of times people be feeling the way they feel about certain things, but when they start to actually break down, okay, well, why do I feel this way? You know what I'm saying? Why did this particular thing make me feel this way? What's the real issue? And sometimes it be just fear or even just past trauma, and you realize I'm not even really feeling some type of way about this thing. It doesn't have anything to do with this initial situation.
Yeah. I know, like I said, and that social media thing is big on these kids, because they like comparing themselves to people. Like, oh, she pretty, or he got this much money. I don't have this much money, so I'm gonna go do this here to get it. And it's like a bunch of following behind people, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you basing your life off what somebody else doing, and that's what really upsets me with the social media thing, because I see my daughter comparing herself to other people, or feeling some type of, like, feeling sad because this girl got this, or she looked like this, or this girl doing this, and that's the most craziest thing. And I know we all may have, I never really seen myself as a follower, but I have been influenced before, but I've never been to the point like to where it's at now.
Question, so based off the packet that I'm not sure if you like went through the packet that your wife made, but based off the packet, or that your wife, or the solution that your wife made for you and your family, what is something that she would have said that would have like combated that feeling that your daughter may have been feeling at that particular time?
Okay, well, I can share one page of it, because we all doing it, not just them. It's not just for the kids, because we trying to show them, like I told her, I'm 44 and I'm still growing myself and changing my mindset at the same time. So it's not just something we giving them to do for themselves. We doing it too. Like she doing it, I'm doing it. and the other two are doing it as well. One of the pages on there is a iceberg, and it's two halves to it. And the bottom half is like some water going across. The bottom half is bigger than the top part.
Of course.
So, and there's some words on there. I can't remember what all the words were, but some of them go on the top, some of the words go on the bottom. The words that go on the bottom is the inside, and that's how you get to know who you are as a person. Like you put those words. I wish I had it. So
for your daughter, though, how does that affect her? Like, was it positively? Just asking for myself because I got a daughter that I'm trying to raise.
Well, we just, like I say, we just started it, so it feels like to them, their feedback, my stepson and my daughter, their feedback from it was, they feel like they're in school. They feel like it's a school thing, so they're not really.
I feel like they'll appreciate it now.
I hope so. That's the plan. So we're revisiting it. Like my wife, she telling me like every day, you working on your packet, what you wrote down on this page, like she got it. It's like 25 pages. It's like 25 pages, and I told her we're gonna have to document it because we can maybe put it in a book or some type of program to help other people as well. Because she really put in a lot of work to do it.
As far as for me, I think some type of generational trauma that really comes down to me is like my grandma had 10 kids. And 10 kids, somebody's in the door. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My mom was the baby. And back when my mom was born, postpartum wasn't a thing. You see what I'm saying? So what my mom feels like her mom went through was postpartum, and that's why she felt like she never really, because there was a point in time for the longest time when my mom was growing up, she didn't know her mom was her mom. Because, you know, as a parent, that's your place to make sure, you know, I'm mom, I'm dad. And she knew who her dad was. She called him dad all the time because he made his role known. But my grandma didn't make her role known until something happened one day in school. And my mom came home with a note, and they told her to give it to her mother, and she gave it to one of her older sisters. And when she gave it to one of her older sisters, that's when it was like the postpartum just cleared for my grandma. She was like, that's not your mother, I'm your mother. And I feel like that affected their relationship for the rest of my mother's life, to where I feel like that affects our relationship, because I feel like, how can you know to be a mother when your own mother that wasn't really a mother to you for the development years of your life, basically? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to fault my mom on not really knowing, I guess, but it's like that caused, to me, that just caused our relationship. I really do love my mama, but I feel like that causes a lot of rift in our relationships and just how we communicate and everything, because it's like she didn't have that type of person in her mother to come to. She didn't have that type of relationship with her mother. She didn't have the best relationship with her mother. So where sometimes I feel like that resentment and all of that just passed through down to, like, she always said she wanted a little girl.
Can I interject right there though?
But yeah.
But that's goes back to the initial statement that I made at the beginning of the topic, is that as an adult you are 1,000% responsible on doing that inner work and learning how to process your emotions, learning how to, you know what I'm saying, get down to the root of it, and just doing that inner work on yourself. So even though she doesn't know, you know, how to be a mom just because she didn't have that mom, you're an adult now.
And I fully understand that as well, but that's also why me and myself, that there's times where I feel like, I'm like, I know if I had a kid, my relationship would just be so completely different with my daughter. Like, I wouldn't do certain things like that with my daughter because of what I've had to go through. I want my daughter to be able to come to me about anything. I really do. I want to be able to have an open discussion, but, you know, still have the respect level there. You know what I'm saying?
That's based off of your relationship with your mom. That's the same thing with me. My dad wasn't around when I was younger. I was telling my lady the other day, I think I seen my dad, he passed now, but prior to my dad passing, I think I might have seen my dad and I used to go stay with his mom, which is where he was at in Jacksonville. I used to go stay with them every summer. And my dad used to come pick me up every summer and take me up there. And I stayed the whole summer. I probably seen my dad maybe 40 to 50 times out of my whole life. I'm talking about, and I was up there the whole time. So that relationship, I always grew up saying, whenever I have a kid, I'm gonna make sure I'm in my child's life. So it's based off of what you went through.
Well, some people, so I just feel like some people like you took that and you was like, I'm gonna be in my child's life.
Mm-hmm.
Some people might take that and be like, oh, I can be a deadbeat daddy just like my daddy was.
That's true.
Right.
You feel me? Like some people don't always, some people, I fully agree with you that you as an adult, you make those choices.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, the choices that they make are, like, you seen your mother raise you as a single mother.
Mm-hmm.
But you still decided with what you went through with your daddy, you still decided to be there for your child.
Mm-hmm.
When you could have did the same thing, that's your daddy, that's what I'm telling you. Some
I
people
didn't like it though.
Exactly, you didn't like it, but some men feel like, oh, I seen my mother raise me single-handedly, so I know you can handle this child. Boom, I'm out. Drop the child and you call it a day.
And let me interject, because sometimes people also do the same thing. They'll feel like, okay, well, my mom left me and I didn't left you, so I'm doing a little bit better than them.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is okay, but sometimes that can still cause more damage than the absent parent. A parent or an adult who's not capable of processing through their emotions, who's not capable of doing any type of self-work, who's not capable of changing or being a better person mentally and emotionally. And yes, they're doing their child one better for not walking out. You know what I'm saying? They are doing one better. But at the same time, to sit there and pass that trauma onto your child is like, it's what we call a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because you're not willing to do the work, and then you're passing off all this trauma down to your child because you don't know how to handle it. And that's why I say as an adult, you have to be responsible 1,000% for being the person that you want to be and doing the inner work.
Sometimes I think some parents have resentment towards their own child, and I think that's like insane to me when you think about it. Because you know, kids nowadays, like you just said, kids is rocking the Balenciaga. They out here getting customized dresses for prom. They out here doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know, parents get into resentment for it, be like, I didn't have all this when I was growing up. When we was growing up, And I'm like, that's the purpose though. The purpose is when them generations keep coming is that they not supposed to that's the whole point of generational wealth. You see what I'm saying? I feel like in the black community, we don't understand generational wealth. I feel like that's another reason why I feel like, let's just say it, the white community, I feel like it's always sometimes 10 steps ahead of us. Because they've already had that down. They've already handed it down from generation to generation to generation to generation to where I'm not saying that nobody shouldn't have to, kind of work for what they need, but at the same time, it shouldn't be, I have to start from the ground up. Like, I don't feel like everybody like you, with your business, with, being a jeweler and stuff like that, if you create that general wealth for your family, let's say your daughter, when she gets older, let's say she is about 22 and she decides, oh, Dad, this is what I want to do. I want to do this, and the third. She shouldn't have to struggle and start from the whole beginning because you've already built the empire for her. So now at that point, you should be able to be like, okay, this is what you need to do. And you can give her, even maybe a time limit or whatever it is, but at the end of the day, it should not have to be something where she has to sit back and do that much because you already built that.
Mm-hmm.
And not even just that, as the parent, you should be happy to see that your child didn't have to start exactly from where you started.
Yeah.
But of course, it's a lot of parents these days that they're happy, but it's more of a jealousy thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
But instead of that parent just recognizing that their child didn't have that life experience, or that's just something they just probably won't understand and just kind of gloss over. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a anger type thing that you didn't go through what I go through, you didn't feel what I felt, or you don't know what it really took or what it felt like. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, of course, that child will get older and understand, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but it's like...
Yeah, it's a tough situation. I don't really want to put my daughter's mom on blast. I ain't going to do that either. Their relationship is not good based off of her mom the way she grew up. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
she don't know how to be a mom. Like she's a better, I can't say that. Because I said she might hear that one day and I don't really want to go through that. But based off of how she was brought up, she has not really been there for my daughter. It's been like angry for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason is. Like,
sometimes it's just resentment.
whole
It's just
time,
it's
time,
pure
it's been-
resentment.
Like my daughter calls me crying, like before she moved back. I mean, plenty of times. I mean, just my mom yell at me. I can be on the phone with her and I hear it. You know what I'm saying? It's like she ain't even doing nothing. It just yelling like 24/7.
And that's the
I'm
inner
like,
work that
man,
needs to be done. 'Cause
Yeah,
that will
but-
cause her to have to go ahead and go to therapy
So-
and realize that that your daughter is not the initial issue, that it's something underneath of that. So it would just cause her to review her own package.
Yeah,
and
she
see what's
told me.
Another
She told
thing-
me herself.
Another thing for me, just coming from a mother-daughter perspective, and you know, even though some coworker calls me a hater, but basically, a part of that for me is because of the fact that like I have 2 older brothers and I'm the baby. And my brothers want to act like, oh, she's the baby, she gets away with this, she gets away with that. And I'm like, okay, there might be certain things y'all feel like slides because, of course, my mom's older, so she was letting certain things, you know, slide or whatever. But at the same time, though, I feel personally that women, mothers, treat the difference between men and their and their daughters. They treat them differently. They treat their sons and daughters completely different.
Generals.
Sons will literally get away with murder. I'm talking about if they murder somebody, the mama gonna be there, catch them, get the body, help them dig. But baby, let me murder somebody. My mama gonna be like, oh, I can't believe you did that, and this gonna be a consequence. Oh, she wanted them to call 911. Like, why can't my other brothers go out there and you go out there with the shovel and help them bury the body, but now all of a sudden it's not the same way with me. I just feel sometimes, and that's why I like the one that calls me a hater, aka, yeah, we're not gonna no. I feel that way when it comes to my other coworker because she calls him his son, and I'm like, dang, oh, that's your son? Oh, he's this, he's that, he's the third. But I'm like, shit, I'm the person every day that I do a lot of shit too. I say good morning, I come to you, I check on you, I help you with a lot of stuff. And it's still like, damn, I barely get a good morning back half the time, but oh, this nigga your son? That's why I'm like, sometimes I feel like women, they completely, and I had said, the reason why I feel like a lot of mothers treat their daughters differently is because they're a woman and they feel like, oh, well, this is what I had to go through and I had to mature through it and I had to grow through it and So I know that as a woman, you're capable of doing it too, but I gotta go baby these sons though.
Let me interject because I once heard this from somebody that the reason why that mothers will cater to their son versus to their daughters is because there's not a man household in the house and they're used to trying to cater to men. That's what I've heard, and honestly it seems kind of true because there's not a male figure in the house. So once there's not a male figure in the house, they look at their son, and of course when they grow up, to be that male figure.
Yeah.
So they tend to cater more to their son because they know that their daughter could never be their male figure. They know their daughter is destined to go ahead and move out. But that's why you see a lot of men when they grow up, like teenage-wise, you know what I'm saying, they stay in their mother's house for a long time and then they move out. Because why would they leave that catering? What's the purpose? Mama cook.
Another thing.
Mama do this, mama do that. Why would you leave that catering? Unless you find somebody else that can do it for you.
One of the messed up things about that staying home and getting out, and I just heard this about 2 weeks ago from a guy that I listened to, and it really resonated with me because, like, the black household, I don't know if the white household does it as well, but 18, you gotta go.
Yeah.
That's really, like 2 weeks ago, like what he said really changed my mindset on that because at 18, I ain't have it figured out. So why would I tell my child that you got to go at 18? Like, you don't have, so that made me, and I never told my child or my stepkid that either. Like, you got to go at 18. But now, I'm definitely not gonna say you got to go at 18 because I ain't have it figured out at 18, and I was still at my mom. If you got to stay till you 30, stay. I mean.
And you know what I thought that you just brought up? It's the fact that we kick each other out when we hit that 18 years of age. We don't give each other enough space or enough time to grow, to progress, to learn our skills, to progress our skill, to save on bills, to get the money so that we can lead the next generation. But that's the difference between white people and black people, is that they give each other that opportunity in that space to do what they need to do or to figure shit out so they can grow and lead the next generation.
But another thing is, like I said earlier when I was bringing up resentment, sometimes, you know, in a black household, as far as I know, when you get a job, it's automatic. Oh, you helping with the bills now.
Right.
It's never like, cause there was this black mother that went really viral because she took money from her son or whatever. Like, she took a percentage of the check, or like $45 or whatever she took from his check, but she put all of that in the bank account. After she put all of that in a bank account, she bought this man a truck and basically got like him an LLC. And that's what she did. You feel? You see what I'm saying? She built wealth for that man to go get.
That's the same.
But a lot of black communities, being in the black community, it's not like that. It's a lot of resentment, and they feel like, oh, you're going to go get this job, you're going to put money in on these bills because I didn't have to raise you for all this time, so now it's your time to put in that work and make sure some of these lights stay on here.
Well, I think that, like what I just said, I heard a couple of weeks ago, it's not, you know, it's hard for us to build generational wealth as being black because we so lost. That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah,
but I think with what I heard 2 weeks ago, I think it's a new way to try and build some sort of stability for the kid if you let them. Like, I'm never gonna ask my daughter or my stepson for rent money. I'm never gonna ask that. Now, if they wanna just do it just because, but I would advise that they save their money so they can get into a position when they're ready to go, you got something saved up.
You've been doing, so what's the difference now?
Right. So that's a stepping stone to get ahead, even if we don't have the generational wealth thing. I will struggle as much as I have to make sure that they straight. You know what I'm saying? As long as they doing what they supposed to do, doing the right thing, and doing this work from this packet and trying to build your character and know who you are as a person, as long as they doing that, I got your back 100% regardless. But you can be in a better position if you apply and also take advantage of staying under this roof that you don't have to pay anything for. Just do your little work around the house, wash the dishes here and there, and that's about it. But
and honestly, I feel like that's one of the generation curses that black people been working on too, is that teaching our kids to know who they are. Not even just how to process their emotions and stuff, but just on who you are. What do you like? Yeah. Teaching them how to be that leader so they will become a follower. Right. Teaching them what they like and what their skills are, and even just trying to learn what they're good at, so that way when they get out here in this world, they can hit the ground running, being themselves instead of trying to grow up being like 6th grade. They have nobody to lead them or to show them how to be that leader, and they grow up trying to be like the people that they see on TV or the people they see on the radio. And also at 10, that's not even the right person you're supposed to be following.
Yeah, it's true.
It seems like nowadays people are following anybody that got money.
Yeah, that's why.
You got bread, we gonna follow you.
My daughter texted me the other day because this one of the things from that packet, like you were just saying, sexy red, and no disrespect, sexy red or whatever. But the dude, Boss Man D-Lo, like I've been telling my kids, like, man, y'all looking up to the wrong stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got this, and you think it's cool because they got the money, they got the cars, and this man the first line, this man say, I was bad in fucking school. Now I'm trying to dodge a sentence. So that's what you think these kids like, and then they see him like, bitch, he got it. So bitch, I could be bad in school. You dodging a sentence. Why would you tell a kid I was bad in school? I'm gonna dodge a sentence. And all you gotta do is get in with me. So follow my lead. Act up in school, and this man playing this in the classroom. cuss words and all. I'm like, this is crazy. This is the teacher.
Yo, and y'all was just about to say that too. And everybody that's going viral is like teachers. I'm talking about teachers in the classroom jamming this,
my wife
TikTok
is a
and this, like.
I feel like the best gift you can give your child is to help them learn themselves. That's one of the best gifts, is to help them learn themselves so they can be their own person and walk as their own person no matter who around. Everybody else can be a variable, but they're gonna be stuck. And
you gotta start at a young age, man, because like you got Shorty here, man. She watching, like she watching everything, man. They pick up everything, dog. And just when she was just in here and we was laughing, you see she laughed right there. That's what I'm telling you.
And honestly, that was part of the reason why I just took a little bit of time to clean my image.
Yeah, that's good.
I not to say I would do anything bad or anything, but I definitely try to watch what I post. Just like you know how, like you said, some women post thirst traps and stuff like that. That's not really my thing, because I recognize the fact that I have to be the person that I have to emulate the character that I want my daughter to pick up on, just to stop that generational curse.
Next question is, what are some generational traumas or basic generational traumas that you want to break with either in yourself or with your kids?
That's a new one.
Traumas?
Yeah, like basically like any type of generational curse you feel like was passed down, or something that you want to break based in your life, or like within yourself, or even just through your kids.
I want to say, because the relationship or nobody know, but the relationship of the nature that I have with my mama.
Yeah.
That emotional, understanding my emotional processing, I feel like that's one of the biggest generational curses that I can break for myself, that also help me break and stop that bad relationship from happening between me and my daughter. Because I lost my thought. Because okay, somebody talk. I lost my thought. I do it again.
Yeah, it's just within myself. So, oh my goodness, I don't want to say it because I already put 10 toes down on everything. But
coming back to let you know that shit
come back to bite me in my ass.
What she say? I'm not the problem.
Yeah.
I'm not the problem.
I'm not the problem.
And I'm gonna stay 10 toes on it. But so basically what I want to break within myself, but it does also have to do with how I'm raised and stuff like that, is I just want to be better. And I guess basically what you're saying is, processing emotions and learning how to communicate those emotions. Because sometimes I do feel like, I anger fast, and I want to be able to, process.
I'm
Girl, don't let me snatch it off.
I'll
snatch it off.
I was just
I snatch it off. Girl, don't play with me. Don't play with me.
I was just trying to
Either way,
toes and bunched up like they said.
and I'm gonna bind the toes up in the name of Jesus, because they're gonna fit in that glass slip every time. Bind it up in the name of Jesus. Yes. But no, I definitely feel like it's for myself to be better with my kids. Not better relation-wise, better with my any future kids.
But
like if I was deciding, I'm not saying that not within my relationship, like in a future relationship as well, but I'm just saying in general, like that's something that's passed down to me that I would never pass down to my child. Like I wouldn't want. And that's another reason why I feel like I'm not ready for kids sometimes. But I be in my head, even with your daughter being my daughter. No, I'm just saying though, like I've noticed like over the time that sometimes when I babysit her, I realize like, dang, I'm not really ready for a child because of the fact that like it takes a lot for me. It takes a lot for me to realize that, okay, Nola's not crying because of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, sometimes when she cries a lot, it makes you almost feel like a failure. You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel like, what am I doing wrong? Why am I doing this wrong? But then you have to realize, like, halfway through, it's like, she can't really talk for herself. Right. So that's how she's expressing herself.
Right.
And sometimes it takes me a while to, like, break that down sometimes. You understand me? So sometimes, like, okay, I'm not mentally ready for a child right now because like I don't have the patience right now, but I'm getting to that point that I'm realizing, okay, I'm not a failure. I just know this is how she's expressing herself because she's one, and this is just what she do. She don't care if it's about a cracker. She gonna cry because that cracker was what she wanted right then and there. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes when you're going through a lot, especially like the situation. I'm not gonna say your business or anything like that. The situation that you're going through and other stuff plays into that. Sometimes your child crying at the end of the day after everything just has you like. It just makes you feel like, oh, what am I doing as a parent? Like, what am I doing? It just piles on sometimes, and you look at your child like, why?
Like you said, that's when you have to realize that what is the root cause of this emotion? Is it my kid crying, or is it the fact that this, and this is going on? And when you really break it down, you realize your kid is not the problem. It's literally this, and this.
Yes, but so it takes a lot of maturity and a lot of self-inflation and a whole lot to get to that point.
That's when you have to woosah and remember it's this, it's not this. And that's why I say you have to start training your mind or training your brain to really get it more quickly. The quicker you get it, the easier it should become, the easier your relationship with your child, your relationship with your husband, your relationship with your mom, anybody else, you know what I'm saying? It would just be much more smoother.
I'm not gonna hold you though. I'm sorry. I think a parent-to-child relationship, I just feel like that shit hurts more.
What?
I'm sorry, like parent to your child, I feel like no matter like, I don't care how much I say I love my mom or how much that we might make up and stuff like that, the things that were said in that anger moment, that don't leave you. It does not leave you. It never leaves you. To where I don't ever want to have those moments with my child that it don't, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to work better on. I never want to be in those moments with my child where something I said hurt her so bad that like
you like the
yeah, you hear me? I'm like so but that's because that's my that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's handed down from my generation to from my mom. Like that's just how that's how she was with her mom. That's how I am with my mom. So that's why I want to break that within myself to never pass that on again.
And in order to do that, you have to do the work. You got to do the work, and you got to not say that you're not the problem, because we be everybody. For real.
Get off me.
No, I'm not.
Get off
me. I ain't
saying
it like that. I'm being for real though. You ain't gonna never be able to do that if you have that I'm not the problem mindset. If you can't get past that, you're gonna continue to deal with those type of problems. Because you're gonna always feel like, well, shit, it ain't me, it's them. You know what I'm saying?
I got the word for you. Accountability.
Baby, who ain't got it as me? We gonna come back to it
now, y'all.
We gonna come back to it.
You know what they say about women and accountability? Not me.
We can't even see it. What sister say?
Accountability.
Yo, cause sister made that whole joint for me.
Before you move on though, that is the perfect word, and you don't want something drastic to happen for you to realize that you ain't taking accountability. Like it took me to go to prison. Listen, I had to go to prison for I got sentenced to 8.5 years. I did 7 years and 3 months, but it took that for me to look at all the shit that I was doing wrong. Like I was so lost, like I had to go to prison to find myself. I'm glad I went to prison. I was bitter as fuck when I was there. The whole time, the whole 7 years I was there. Yeah, but man, it took for me to not feel like I wasn't the problem or I wasn't a part of the problem. I ain't saying I was the whole problem, but I was a part of the problem. And it took that for me to realize a lot of stuff.
And then you come in on that, because that's one of the things that I feel like that's also a generational crisis between mother and daughter's relationship, is that sometimes the mother feel like just because she's older or just because she's an adult or just because she's been through life and more, she feels like that she could never be a problem. And that I feel like is disgusting for once as a human to never sorry, not to call you disgusting, but I'm talking about like as far as a mother-daughter relationship. As a mother, it's disgusting to sit there and have the mindset that you could never be wrong. or to feel like that you're young just because your daughter is younger that she's not able to teach you nothing or have you learn. Because I'm 24 and my daughter is 1 year old. It's stuff that my daughter has taught me that I've learned. It took me, you know what I'm saying, that I could never have learned if she wasn't here.
Yeah.
The number one thing that gets me in parental relationships, period, with their kids is if you were wrong, just apologize.
Accountability, but they don't want to.
Yeah, they don't want to do that. They feel like, oh, because there's plenty of times where I'm like, oh, you never apologized to me. Why do you feel like I need to apologize and you feel like you didn't need to apologize to me? Like, I just don't understand that. That just blows me. I'm like, sometimes an apology will do so much for a situation.
A genuine apology.
Literally.
A genuine apology.
And they don't do it because they don't feel like they were part of the problem.
It's the fact that they don't do it majority because of pride. They feel like they rather hold steadfast on. They're rather down that hill than to do what needs to be done to compromise and fix their relationship.
I don't do that with my.
It's like you're putting your pride into this relationship. You like, fuck it, I'm gonna go over here. Fuck the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Thinking they'll. And that's why.
I think that's how she feels right now about.
I promise you, she probably feels like that.
Like the exact stuff that we spend, I feel her already.
She probably do feel like that, and it's fucked her mind up to like where she don't feel loved. And I ain't never did nothing but show her love. That's all I'm trying to pour into her every day, and I'm glad I got my lady like she always talked to her, and she came up with this thing to like try to help all of us, not just her. But like know who you are from the inside, because that shit then built the whole, fucked up experience for my daughter with her mom. You know what I'm saying? Her mother-daughter relationship sounds just like what y'all talk about. You know what I'm saying? And I believe she wouldn't fuck with her mama like if.
If it wasn't for her being her mama, otherwise.
Like otherwise.
Because I've had some moments where I was like, if you my mama, girl. If you girl, if I would have seen you walking on the street, we would have had 2 words. I would have mixed you up smooth, so easy, without hesitation.
It's not funny, but I understand where you're coming from, though.
Like, you know, like you look at me wrong, I'm gonna mix you, easy. I'm gonna flush you. So yeah.
But like, it's just so bad that we have to like even think that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to pass that on. Cause it's just so bad that the thought is like, dang, like.
But that's why I feel like in me being a mother, I want to make sure that I actually have a good relationship with my mom. Like, I don't want to just with my daughter. I don't want to just be like, oh, I'm your mother, you're the daughter, and then you know what I'm saying? It's like it's a relationship. It's so easy to break down, but it's so hard to build. Like, you see women and they go and they try hard to build a relationship with their men. They actually put in work. They actually give gifts. They actually talk. They actually communicate. When it comes to their daughter, it's not the same shit. Like, you have the same mindset with your daughter. Give. Learn your daughter's love language just like how you learn your boyfriend's love language. You know what I'm saying? Learn what your daughter does and don'ts. Learn what trigger her. And also share the same things about you to her. Have that communication. Both take accountability. Apologize to your daughter.
So I got a question though, because you said something and I kind of may have missed it about the boy. Was there a male figure in the house when y'all had these issues with your mom?
I've never had a male figure.
No. Never had a male figure.
Never was a male
figure. Let me retract that statement. Never had a male figure full time, but there was a time where I would say about a 1 to 3 year period where there was a male figure in the house, and it actually got worse.
That's why I was going to ask, did you feel, if that was the case, if there was a male figure there, did you feel that your mom, both of y'all, if there was a male, boyfriend, did you feel that
male figure.
She treated him better or put him first before you?
Oh yeah, I remember was one time, I don't care about something. I remember was one time like I was like what, 18 or something, getting picked up from work, or maybe 19, getting picked up from work or whatever. And, like normally I had always like, my mom she's hungry, she needs some food, I always buy her some food. Same with her boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? We all didn't have the most money at the time. and I would buy her and her boyfriend some food at the time.
Yeah.
So it's like they picked me up from work, we coming back, you know, and they stopped to eat some food. But I had fell asleep in the back seat, but I had woke up, and they pulled up to the food place, and you know, she ordered her food, he ordered his food, and he was about to reach back and ask me did I want some food, and she tapped him on the shoulder and was like, yeah, and I see that, but I'm playing stupid, and I see that, I'm like, why would you not want your boyfriend to feed me and I'm your daughter? Like, that's his role in the house to put food on the table. Your role is to make the food, and then you present it to the kids. So, yeah, I would say that when I did have a male figure in the house, yeah, she treated me even worse than when we was out the house. Because when we was out the house, it's like, oh, hey, you know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, let's talk. Oh, yeah, he did me this way. Now you want to be friends. Now you want to be in my face. Well, as long as he in the house, I don't even do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the house. You telling me, oh, you gotta go pay these bills. You gotta woo. What the fuck is he here for?
Yeah, that shit crazy.
You not fucking me. You fucking him. So like, what the fuck? Give me. If that's the case, give me some coochie. Cause what the, you want me to pay bills? This motherfucker gone bust that motherfucker open. Shit. Because what you mean? I'm not getting a slice of that motherfucker. That's him. So why the fuck are you coming to me at 18 years old talking about the light bill? You feel me? That's something I feel like I would never do to my daughter. And then just on top of that, it's like it was more about her trying to build that relationship with her boyfriend and just saying like fuck her kid, fuck building that relationship with her kids type shit. And she couldn't apply that same pressure that she applied to try to build that relationship with her boyfriend. She should have been applying it to her kids simultaneously. But she couldn't.
And the crazy, I wanted to reason why I asked because I always had to bite my tongue sometimes. Like my daughter would never want me to tell her mom like the stuff she was doing, and I was always trying to get my daughter to come stay with us because I knew the situation was better with us. And it'd be stuff like, just like with the food, just like you said, like they would go get them Outback Steakhouse and buy her and her little sister chicken nuggets from Wendy's. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my daughter, and they do this shit like every day. Like they go, my daughter like, they always get good food and they get us, you know what I'm saying? It's funny, but it ain't funny. I'm like, and that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And she's looking at this shit like, man, I mean, damn, do she love me or what? You know what I'm saying? Like, she treat me like a damn stepchild or something. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that that happened. So with you knowing that was like you were saying earlier about people like they did, like my mom wasn't shit. So now I ain't gonna be shit to you.
Exactly.
So are you gonna let that rub off on you and do the same thing, or are you going to move, like acknowledge it like you just did, and make it your best effort to not do that? And
that's why I say as an adult, you're 1,000% responsible for not carrying on that bush to somebody else. Right. You're 1,000% responsible for doing the work. So that's exactly why I said that. So even though, it's fucked up, you know what I'm saying, it happens. But now I'm at an age where I recognize it, I can work on it, let's fix it.
Yeah.
So I won't keep repeating the same generational curse.
Alright, let's go ahead and move on. So next question is, what resources or support do you have or need to help break those cycles?
Well, I already said what we doing. That's what
I
we're
would say
trying
your
to
support
like break
system
it.
is already there within your life. You feel me?
We're trying to break that with the kids. I hope we didn't start too late. Like I said, we both, this is my first time being a parent, so I mean, hopefully this can take effect and they'll be able to use it, and hopefully it's not too late. Hopefully they can deal within the next year and it gets embedded into their souls so they can apply this stuff, because man, it's tough out here. So that's what we're doing. We're just trying to come up with ways to let them know it's a better way than the influence thing. Like being influenced and know who you are as a person and know that we got your back, you know, regardless of what the situation is. Like it's gonna be hard for me trying to change I can't change it. And I tell them that we can't make you do nothing. Like we always preached what we want you to do, but never really showed you how to do it. So this is a way to show how you do it. And we do it with you. Yeah. So we doing it with you. Like I told, like before we even did this, I've been on. But I say prison had already changed my mindset and made me think about a lot of stuff. Now I'm in the next stage now. To like 2-3 months ago, I'm on like when we at work, I really don't even listen to rap music like that no more. I'm listening to motivational shit the whole 8 hours we at work. Like the whole time I'm trying to build my brain to switch off. Not saying I dislike rap music.
No, I get it.
But yeah, a lot of this rap music of this generation.
Let me comment on that just a little bit. It's so hard. Well, it takes so much more work to retrain your brain to think the right way than it is to just do it the wrong way. Like, why is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? My granny said this wise ass statement one time, and it just stuck with me. It's easy to teach a kid to do bad. The hard part is teaching them to do right. And it's just like, yo, why is it so easy, so hard to try to get to learn the good things, but you pick up on the bad shit easy as hell. Like it takes so much time to really just retrain your brain to think positively, to be motivational, to be more quick to process your emotions. It really does take a lot of inner work.
I feel like though, let's say so, a lot of people they become like overnight sensations, viral, all of that. What I want it to be understood is a lot of these people, it don't last. That money goes and comes just as fast. And I wish that sometimes maybe if they show that part of the life, so many people wouldn't envy.
They're not, because that's not
exactly, because that's not what the media don't want to show that.
A fool, it says in the Bible, a fool and his money will soon part ways.
For sure.
And the crazy part, everything that's in the Bible, I ain't trying to get no religion or nothing, but it's man, everything that's happening now, and it's still gonna happen, is in that Bible. I'm talking about everything. Even with it may not say social media, but there's stories in there that relate to the same stuff that's going on right now. It's just like with the comparison thing. I don't know the script. I've been starting to read my Bible and stuff. I done tried everything else, and I'm gonna try. I've been a man of faith, but now I'm trying to get into it because I know God gonna take me and everything working His time. So I'm trying to follow His step so He can get me to where I need to be. And I ain't like I'm using it, but it is conditional promises in the Bible, and I'm gonna do what He tell me to do so He can give me what I'm supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? To take care of my people. But it says something in there about comparing yourself to people. You know what I'm saying? And people do that all the time. Like you comparing yourself to people, and it's foolish to do that. Like it's like really crazy that social media really. It's a good thing if you use it for good. Like you can get on the platform, and like you said, you don't want to be in the limelight. You can be in the limelight. You just need to be in a positive limelight. You don't have to do the negative stuff. You don't have to let your kid cuss to go viral. You don't have to make some money. That's demoralizing. That's why I'm letting my child cuss so I can make money. That is crazy to me. That's like almost in a sense selling your soul. Like you messing your child path up because you want to.
You want 5 minutes of fame.
Yeah, for 5 minutes of fame. That's gonna last 5 minutes. That's it. And it's just crazy.
Yeah, that was just about as bad as the lady that went viral for letting her daughter, wax, grown woman cooch.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't even see that one.
What? So the lady was, what you call it, an esthetician or something like that?
Yeah.
That wax. Yeah, that wax. So basically, like, I don't know. See, I feel like the way she went, the thought that she had behind it, like the thought process she had behind it, was she thought it was okay. You know what I'm saying? Because what she was like is, I'm showing my daughter how to be successful, how to get an LLC, how to run a business, da-da-da-da-da-da. That is not how that was shown, because she was literally letting her little, what was the girl, like 5 or something? Wax grown women coochies. And it's like, And there was a couple of comments that I completely agree with, because if you let a 5-year-old be between your legs like that, and they're not fully discovering who they are and stuff like that, basically you're trying to make it seem like it's okay to be touching private parts. So no, what I'm saying though is some people in the comments said she made it seem so okay to be in that area and do what she was doing for her 5-year-old, to where if anybody inappropriately touched her child, how is her child gonna know that that's inappropriate?
Sure.
And I felt that in that comments. I'm like, how is that child supposed to know that, oh, my such is not supposed to be touching me like this, because she's already done all of that to women like that.
The women shouldn't even been letting.
Should have never. As soon as she said my daughter's gonna do this, they should have automatically said no, and it should have been done. But everybody doesn't have that common sense.
Also, just aside from that, why is even a child even wasting a grown woman? It could be so many risk factors that can take place, and so you know what I'm saying. Like, what if that person has an STD? A 5-year-old can't fit no even the smallest of gloves. A 5-year-old cannot be able to fit it. So you still have risk of, you know what I'm saying, being unclean, unsanitary in those situations. Like, all the way around, that was just.
But I just feel like there were so many other ways to teach her how to conduct business, how to start a business, and I just feel like that was definitely the last way that she should have did that. But it's just so much stuff in today's generation, and it's just like, it's a lot. So last question is, how can you ensure that those changes are sustained over time and through generations? So basically, how can you make sure that once you know, like, the trauma that's been passed down, once you break that cycle, how can you continue to make sure that that cycle can remain broken? You know what I'm saying? Like, it remains being positive. It remains, like, how can you make sure how can you make sure that attitude is sustained through further generations from now on?
Supporting it, basically. You gotta basically let it be known that this is the way to go, and just show from the previous examples of how it was bad and now how things are progressing as you're trying to break the curse, break the generational curse, because it's work. It's going to be continued work, so you got to just keep putting in the work until it becomes a habit. Once it becomes a habit, then it can be passed on to the future generations if those people are willing to put in the work. Like I was telling you earlier with this packet and the things that we're doing, the kids have to actually put in the work in order for it to be able to carry on into their future. Whatever they're gonna be doing whenever they have kids, they gotta start now, and it'll be passed along. If they don't start now, it's gonna be the same thing. So we just have to keep being there for them, keep supporting, and keep leading by example. That's really the only way for it to go, is just to lead by example. And then one day, hopefully it'll resonate with them. That way it carries on to the next generation. So
Agreed.
that's pretty much it that I can say. But it's definitely a process, though. It's going to be a continued process. It's stressful trying to break a habit that's been embedded in your soul. It's something you've seen.
What the Bible says, you got to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's a renewing of your mental state. It's something that has to be renewed every day.
Yeah. Well, continued work.
Well, I don't really think I have much to touch on as far as that. To stating it, I haven't really been put in that situation to really sustain, and really, I can break it within myself, but as far as right now, I'm not trying to, break it in super future, like, generations, I guess you can say right now, because I haven't created those future generations to continue it. So as of right now, I'm just mostly trying to work within myself, basically, and break that within myself to where that is the going about, to where I do create a future generation that I will be able to do better, and those habits will rub off on my generation to where they want to continue and continue and just, go from there. And I really hope and pray that I have enough patience for when I have a kid. I'm not gonna say that every now and then I'm not gonna have my moments, but I know like in that moment that I will come back to my child and be like, Mom was going through a lot. I do apologize for my behavior at that time that wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like when I know I'm in the wrong, I'm gonna correct myself and I'm gonna make sure that my child knows it. So, but that's really all I have to say. So we're just gonna go ahead and wrap it on up. That's gonna be the end. Is there any last comments you want, any questions you have, anything like that to me or?
Well, I appreciate you having me on your first live podcast. I really do. I wish you the best of luck. Both of you ladies, I wish y'all the best of luck in whatever it is y'all plan to do with your future. Many blessings and success. Just stay true to who you are, but you gotta get rid of that. Ain't the problem, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cause the shoe gon' fit. Cause the shoe gon' fit.
Same to y'all. It was a really nice conversation. It was nice meeting you guys.
Thank you, cameraman. Big shout out to the cameraman on the other side, man. Hopefully we can, I guess, get a picture of everybody. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I don't want y'all to get in no trouble, but you know.
She said, who's gonna hold it to get all of us in the photo?
The TV.
I'm doing selfies.
Alright, we good. Alright, gang. Good.
All the bullshit that you, I guess I was supposed to change for you. I guess I was supposed to